Hey y'all, it's Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Creative Hands. Welcome back to all those that subscribe to me, and welcome if you're a first time viewer. I showed you this in, I think, not my last video, but the one before, the things that I had thrifted or not thrifted, but, well, some were thrifted, but some were bought. For supplies to do DIYs with, but they sort of got thrown in the DIY pile and I just never got around to doing them. And so that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm trying to catch up on those things. And so I've already got this started, but my grandson was like, you know, you showed him what you were going to do with that and what it was, but there's a lot of stones to go onto it. But he said that I should film this, that he thinks that it's really good. He likes it a lot. So that's what we're going to do. What this is a mat to catch beach sand or river sand or any sand. You live in Florida, sand is everywhere. On your shoes, and the sand will fall down between the rocks, and then I just have to take my little hand attachment from my vacuum cleaner and suck all the sand out of it, and it keeps it off my wood floors. So, what this is it is a very thin, almost like a car mat rug from the Dollar Tree. And what I did was, I took this right here. Let me make sure you can see that. Well, I don't know. Let's tilt it forward, maybe. Anyway, oh, I've got it upside down. I am so sorry. This is an area... Here, I'll turn it. So it was an area rug gripper. And what I did was I turned this mat on the back side, laid a piece of this on it and cut it out, and then I just hot glued the edges. And you're going to need one of these, or else, unless you want to burn your fingertips off. This is silicone. Any hot glue that sticks to it comes right off. But it has to be real. It has to be real silicone. It cannot be plastic. I see people using scissors, wood. Wood sticks to hot glue. You're just going to ruin your scissors and everything else. I would suggest getting this. If you can't find the small ones, then get a large one and cut it down. So I've already started gluing rocks on, and hot glue will not hold stones to much of anything for a very long period of time, especially for what I want to use this for, because there will be like sandy flip-flops and everything else on it. So I am using the Gorilla Clear Glue, and I like it because it starts to dry a lot quicker. But I need an edge for this so that the sand cannot escape through the small little holes that are between some of the rocks. So we're going to glue nautical rope all the way around it. I'm just going to give you the gist of this. And the way I got this print was, I just freehanded a sailboat, and then I took a white chalkboard pen, actually, because I know that you can erase, it'll erase. And I transferred this onto here and just drew around it. Then I started filling in with my Gorilla Glue, which I no longer see right now. I don't know what I just did with it. But anyway, that's what I have done for these rocks, and they are still drying. But these are the stones that are going to go around the rest of the ship, with little spaces in between them. And the whole rug will be done in that, and then a nautical rope around it. So, now that you see that, you just have to kind of try to find the right stone for the right place. So, we're going to go ahead and glue this nautical rope. Let's find center right there. We're going to put some hot glue down. We're going to put it right on the top edge, not the side, the top edge, because you want to keep any sand from going through there. Where'd that go? Here's my glue. Hold it down with this, not your finger, because I just burnt my finger not thinking about it. And so basically you're going to do this all the way around the rug. Until you get to the back side, and then you will hot glue the two ends together. So that's going to go all the way around the rug. If you can see that, I'm hoping you can. Yeah, it's going to go all the way around the rug like that. All the way around. And then you're going to take and just start filling in your areas. You kind of want to go over the white strip right here like this. And you're just going to search for your small rocks, because all the bigger black ones are going to go on the outside of this. Once I get all these glued on, I will show you what it turned out like. And I love these because it really does catch a lot of sand off of everybody's shoes. And I can vacuum it out once a week. I've had one of these before, but you know, when 10-15 years go by, it's time to make a new one. And this is a coastal theme. This is a coastal theme, so that's why I'm doing it in the rocks. So when I get this all completely finished, okay, you buy the rug gripper. It's not very expensive. Glue it to the back. Glue your nautical rope around, or transfer this first. I just drew mine freehand. And then go around it, and then fill these in first, and then the black. And that's about all there is to it. And I will show you the finished project in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate all of you watching. And I just want to say I love you all, and hugs from the southeast coast of Florida. Hi there. Okay, we're back. And as you can see, I have all my stones and everything glued down. If you remember, I drew this freehand, cut it out on poster board and laid it down. And then I took this chalkboard pen and went around it, because I knew that I could cover the white up easily with the darker stones. And I did the sailboat first. And what you can do is take your glue, which this is the glue you're going to want to use, Gorilla Clear Grip. If you have a problem with smells or with things affecting your sinuses, like I do, you might want to wear your mask. And I turned a fan on low and set it beside me, and it worked really well for me. So that's the glue that you're going to want to use. It starts drying within 4 to 5 seconds. But what I did was I just went around the outline one stone at a time with my smaller stones right here in this jar. And I made the outline of it just as if you were tracing, if you were going to color something. And I went all the way around it. That only takes a little bit of a dab of glue to do that. But then, in sections about this big, I would put quite a bit of glue in there, and then just take a handful of these stones and push them down into it like this. You do not want to use your silicone spatula, because this is silicone. It is not, and this is not hot glue we're working with. we work with these with hot glue. This is a strong adhesive glue. And then you would come and put more glue out, pretty good amount, and then just dump some more in there out of your hand. I'm so sorry about that. That's from working with the black rocks or stones, whatever y'all want to call them. And that's how I did the whole inside of it, and the whole inside of this, and the inside of this. This I just kept down so that you could see that this looks like the pole that holds the flags up. And I was gluing this all the way around it, I think, last time I left off with you. And that is to keep the sand from coming out the sides. Then when this is dry, you can start filling in with your darker stones. The thing about these are, you do not want them as close together as these. You want these to be apart a little bit so that the sand will fall down in there and stay trapped until you can vacuum it out with your vacuum attacher. This is how it came out, and I think it looks pretty good. I think it's kind of cute. And I'm going to put that over by my front door so that everybody can take their sandy flip-flops off or sandy shoes and put them on there, and the sand will fall down in here instead of being all over my wood floors and I have to vacuum it up all over the whole floor. And nothing's worse than getting up and standing on a gritty, sandy floor. Sand at the beach is soft. This right here is gritty when it's on a floor, so it's better that it gets caught down in here and you just vacuum up a small area. And that's how it turned out. Remember, you put the just around the edges. I've also put wax paper under it when I glued it. The gripper that I showed you, only glue the edges with hot glue to the bottom of this very thin mat that you purchase at the Dollar Tree. Now, that is when you want to use one of these, is when you're attaching that to the back of the mat. Otherwise, you're going to be burning your fingertips off. And this is just very easy to run along it, and then it catches it, and it just rolls right off. Okay? So that is our stone sand catcher mat. You don't have to use a ship like I did. You can use a flower. You can put a cow on it. You can just wherever you want to. Put it in your mudroom. Put it just wherever for people that, you know, drag a lot of sand in on their feet or dirt or whatever. And the way I store my rocks so I can see them are in mason jars. I know that sounds crazy, but if you turn them on their side and put them in, you will not break your jar. These are my smaller ones that I use to do this with. These are a step up. They're a little bit bigger and a little bit darker. These are my white gravel stones. And as you can see, I used a lot of my black, bigger stones for this mat. So that tells me that the next time I'm Dollar Tree, I need to put this on my list. Now, what I did after I glued these down in sections from here up to here. And I have if you have anything heavy, like I had this slate right here, I took 2 pieces of slate after I had them glued down and I laid it on there. It took me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of them, because, or else you can use like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just sit something heavy on top of it and let it dry. I'd say at least a day. And then whenever they're dry, they are stuck. I'm telling you, this stuff sticks. It's really heavy duty, and it will dry stiffer than your E6000 or Loctite, because those are a flexible type of glue. But this is my mat, and I hope everybody likes it. I know I'm going to enjoy it. And I've had one before, but it's been a long time. Now, when I first saw this done, people were using them on their tables 3 years ago as like a centerpiece mat, but they would try to sit like teapots and cups and things like that on them, and they would just sit all wonky. And I thought, well, that's not good, but I had a better idea, and I thought, you know what, I could make a stone sand catcher mat, because I no longer had the one that I had made before, and so that's what I did with it. And I hope everybody enjoys it. Give it a try. Keeps the dirt off your floor until you can get to it. And I just really love it. And it's going to go good with my coastal decor. I'm going to put it there right by my front door, over near our TV console. And the kids can just put their shoes on it. Anybody can. I'm going to put my flip-flops on it. And like I said, if you live in Florida, you know, there's sand everywhere. So, but my tip of the day is try keeping all your stones in mason jars, and you can keep up with how low they're getting if you need to purchase more, and you can keep up with the sizes from small to large and the colors, and they take up a lot less space than a big plastic container with a bunch of netted bags of rocks in them that you have to dig through. So that's my tip for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I love all of you. I hope you have a very, very nice week. And I'll say bye for now, and hugs from the southeast coast of Florida.